I may be the prettiest, but these videos are the greatest of all time. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And click that notification bell.
Extra, extra. Hear all about it. Breaking news. Ryan Garcia's father has thrown the hint that both Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis have reached a verbal agreement to fight in December. What's going on, people? Ranger with Raw Boxing TV. Thank you for tuning in once again. Listen, it was about time, really. It was about time. It's about time that we start getting these fights. You know, that the heavyweight division's been delivering constantly for the past year or two. Constantly. I've seen the best fighting the best. It is about time that we see the same thing in these lower divisions. It is about time that we see two young talents, right, do the exact same thing. Now, I know. Before you even say it, just hear me out. I know for a fact some of y'all are thinking,
well, Ranger, these two are so young. Shouldn't they, fight more and build each other more and then make the fight happen later on when they're both bigger?
What do I always tell you? The minute your fighter gets a belt around his waist and he's being called the champion of whatever, the champion of street sweeping, whatever, then it is time for him to fight number one contenders and other champions. Ain't no more none of that taxi cabs and Uber drivers, taco salesmen, chilaquile makers in the corner. None of that. It's over. It's time to fight best versus the best. Now, one thing that intrigued me was the fact that Ryan Garcia Sr. said that, you know, in order to make the fight happen with Tank Davis, that, you know, that they wanted to allow Ryan Garcia, since he's still 21, to get a little bit of more manpower.
He needs some milk.
I don't know. I mean, I guess he'll be 21, and by then, he'll have that manpower that people are looking for. Who knows? Who knows? Right? I mean, manpower. I mean, your boy's been training. Your boy's been knocking people out. Right? It ain't like Gervonta Davis is 35 years old or 30 years old. Right? But this has a potential to be an excellent fight. Now, they both have their fights coming up. I think Ryan Garcia is going to go head to head with Linares, which I'm going to have a video about that fight coming up. If the fight happens, I'm not even sure if it's been announced or if it's official. If it has, feel free to let me know in the comments below. I'm not going to get offended, trust me. I've been out the game for a minute. So any info y'all got, it's info that I use. And I also think or heard that Tank Davis is seeking to fight Leo Santa Cruz, right? So both of these fighters have to get past these two challenges before they can say we're meeting in December. And let's hope for a minute that this verbal agreement translates into paper official agreement. Let's hope for a minute. It's time. It's time to see best versus the best at the lower divisions. Yeah, I don't want to hear no excuses from now. Oh, this kid's too small. Or this kid's hits too hard. Or whatever. Or he used to... None of that. This is it. Two exciting fighters. Two fighters that can knock you out. Two fighters that possess very good boxing skills. Two fighters that possess lightning speed. It's just a matter of who can figure each other out a little more. And when the fight is officially announced, I'm going to do a very in-depth video because there's a lot of subject matter on both of these fighters. If you're still watching me and you haven't hit the thumbs up or subscribe or activate the notification bell, you have wasted your time. Go ahead and do that. You need to do that. You need to do that. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this fight. I'm excited. I'm excited because when I've left boxing for 5 years, I left a sport that was full of money, and full of crappy fights. I mean, you had people from 130 to 135 moving up to 160 to fight a guy that's naturally bigger, getting pummeled, and then the other natural bigger guy getting all the credits in the world, and all this junk. And you had fighters moving from weight division to run from other fighters, and then you had fighters that in order to get a decent fight had to, at a very old age, had to move up 2-3 weight division to fight a fighter who was almost just as good as him, but naturally at the weight division in which he was moving into. I mean, you had all this disorder that made absolutely no sense in boxing, and there's still some, but at a little lower level. In the meantime, what we gonna do as fans is to just go ahead, enjoy what's coming, really and truly enjoy what's coming, because at the end of the day, when these two fighters verbally agree and officially agree by signing on a piece of paper a contract to fight each other, the only thing you and I will have to do for them is to put our hands together. That's it. Put our hands together and appreciate, and then later on, sit down with the popcorn, sit down with the hot dogs, sit down with the burgers, whatever you do with your homies on fight night, and enjoy the fight. This has been it for now. I'm gonna do my Tank versus Santa Cruz, my Linares versus Ryan Garcia video. Until then, subscribe, drop your thoughts on the comment section, hit the notification bell, activate the thumbs up, or vice versa. I'm out.